What is up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, January. I just move this. There we go. It's Thursday, January 23rd. I hope everyone is doing well, and we've got some more news out of AI. Yesterday, we had a pretty strong push that ended in an abrupt halt in the markets as we pulled back lower, right? Looking for some of that downside personally into the end of the day, which turned out very well. But let's take a look at some of this news. Some news continues from AI, this time out of Davos, the Swiss Alpine resort of Davos, where we have the world's political and business elite, many celebrities and whatnot. The annual meeting comes as geopolitics become heavily intertwined with world economy, as well as disruptive innovation that will need to be addressed by countries and corporations reflecting those dynamics. The latest theme of the World Economic Forum is collaboration for the intelligence age, which describes the convergence of today's transformative technology. So artificial intelligence, more specifically AI agents, which can learn and take action by themselves, are being explored for their potential in the industries like finance, healthcare, and digital trust is another biggie that is growing in importance in the era of chatbots and deepfakes. Tariffs or levies imposed on imported goods are also coming up in many conversations due to growing global demand towards protectionism, and over 50 heads of state and governments are gathering at Davos 2025, though President Trump will be absent following his recent inauguration. Instead, he'll address the World Economic Forum via video link today, which will be closely watched and addressed at 11 a.m. Eastern, so that's going to be some kind of news that comes out. It comes shortly after the unveiling of the $500 billion Stargate project, an AI infrastructure partnership involving Oracle, SoftBank, and OpenAI that seeks to keep the U.S. at the front line of the AI innovation. If tariffs are a little inflationary, but they're good for national security, so be it. I mean, get over it, said JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. National security trumps a little bit more than inflation. Bank of America's Brian Moynihan also confirmed that the U.S. banking system would accept cryptocurrency payments someday once there is regulatory approval, but investing in crypto like Bitcoin is really a separate question. Pessimism about Europe was present in many conversations, as well as prompting BlackRock's Larry Fink to call investment in the region a counter trade. So always go against Davos and you'll make a lot of money, he declared. Very interesting topic. Now, I think one of the biggest things is going to be Trump addressing at 11 a.m. Eastern today. We had some initial jobless claims this morning, which pumped the market a little bit. And right now, if we look at things like NVIDIA had a strong pump into yesterday's session, but we're gapping back into yesterday's open. Amazon is on the upside. Meta's on the upside. Google's still kind of failing here, honestly. I thought there'd be a little more juice to it with Microsoft pulling back. But the big one here, I think that is going to be pretty important, is Apple. Apple has a massive gap here to fill as we're trying to climb back up on Apple after numerous sessions of downside here. Once Apple starts turning around, I think there's some health to the upside swing in the market. But right now, with this pullback, I think that markets are looking for better buy pressure at lower prices realistically. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a lower high or a massive top where prices start getting flushed out. And listen, I could be wrong, but I think that we are very close to picking out some of these longs to kind of continue this price momentum. Now, yesterday we came into an auction top area into 61.30 somethings, 35s or so, and I was calling for that larger pullback in these markets, especially on the overnight session, to go and target some of these areas, 6100 on the SPOOs. And the reason behind this is, like, we've had multiple sessions to the upside that have continuously accepted distributions higher and higher and higher. And right now, the way that I see it is that we'd want to clean up some of these auctions to get better buy-side pressure without leaving too much empty volume to continue this upside move if we're going to push into that all-time high, which I think is a fair reality going into February. Now, right now, as things stand, the 6100 area to hold out, but it's holding out on the overnight, but it's very important to move above that 6120 because big tech is honestly struggling. NASDAQ is struggling in comparison to the S&P. So if we keep testing these support areas like 6100, right? the probability of us breaking lower starts to increase. We could go and fill some of this volume in auction down to 68.5, which I think is a decent area to try that long, but it becomes very touchy from there. So I do lean on the bull side, but I would want to see prices above that 61.20, because for now that stands as the immediate resistance that's trying to pull prices back down and away from the acceptance higher to see that upside momentum. And one of the big drags right now is big tech, right? NASDAQ is faltering realistically. There was a lot of selling going on into the highs yesterday on the S&P and the NASDAQ, which caused this massive downside move. So order flow was very bearish into the close yesterday. And we see that very, very obviously now that we've pulled lower a decent bit. But the question is, are these guys able to hold out these support structures? And I'm liking the 6100 and the 6085. But right now, as things stand, I would much rather see us just start pushing above 6120 on the S&P. Otherwise, things get rocky, and realistically, we're most likely going to accept into an auction lower, which puts decent downside pressure in the markets currently. The difference between the S&P and the NASDAQ right now, the S&P is holding its support extremely well, while the NASDAQ is still rotating at this main structural area with the potential to go and trade those 820s, 830s before better buyers come through. But, right, if things do hold, NASDAQ is lagging, and we should see a spike in NASDAQ off the open to see if we can go and target other areas higher for better acceptance for the bull side. So tomorrow we'll be streaming again. Check out community.tradeproacademy.com, our open Discord, and I'll see you guys in there. We'll open up our live trading room, and take care, everyone.